Hi, welcome to Crafting Unedited, as usual. I am Sierra, and I'm the owner and designer of All Things Craftily. Today, I wanted to just jump on kind of quickly and recap my experience at a craft fair. So, I've been to a couple before, only one that I've actually participated in as far as like selling as a vendor. Well, now two, I guess, right? So, we went kind of last minute. I originally had planned on trying to do this last Sunday and getting everything prepped and prepared, but at that time I had someone as a backup to help me out. That kind of fell through, so I backed out of it as of Thursday, and then Friday, last minute, yesterday, someone came through and was able to come out and help me. So a few things that I want to kind of cover for those that are thinking about doing craft fairs as a crafting business. Definitely a learning experience, kind of lost a little bit of profit from it, quite a bit of profit, but that's not the point. The point was that today, because it was so rushed, it was more of a learning experience than it was, a profit-making experience by far. So what I want to kind of go over are some tips for those who might be thinking about doing it, and reasons why I decided to do it last minute. There's a few. So first we'll start off with some reasons why I decided to do it. One, I wanted to get my name out locally. Getting your name out locally is huge because that's word of mouth, and word of mouth can sometimes get a lot further than just, paid advertising. So what I did was I cut up a bunch of, my Cricut didn't do it properly, unfortunately. That was another learning experience. It's been a long week of learning experiences for sure. So I cut up some logos with like my Instagram, my Facebook, my website, and my email address so that I could hand them out to people. And I geniusly did it on sticker paper. So that was kind of a whoops, but at the same time it worked. So I guess I would call it a productive whoops because what I was able to do is as I sold an item, I would sell the jewelry in these little baggies. I know what you're thinking. No, I'm not a drug dealer. But these little baggies. And what I would do is slap the logo, the sticker, right on top of it. So that kind of helped out, even though I only sold 3 things. But that's not the point. Then I had my kiddo. My 9-year-old went with me. And towards the end, once I realized that it was going to be a bust, and it was because of I registered last minute, so I got put at the very end of the loop. So that kind of was a fail on my part, but I had him go around and hand out stickers to kids. Yeah. Child labor, but not really child labor because he had so much fun doing it. So wanted to do it to get my name out there locally because, even though they're locally, it's fall. Fall turns into Christmas. So Christmas turns into people have to ship stuff. So if they buy something on my website and they ship it out of state, 1, they're not taxed on it. And 2, that means that someone in another state has my information with my logo and a business card, and now they can go online and shop. So supporting small business locally is huge, as well as not locally. So that was one reason, getting my name out locally so that it can kind of grow into this giant tree of beautifulness, right? The second reason was I wanted my kids to come with me to experience kind of some of the work that I go through for these things. I had my 9-year-old got up with me this morning to kind of load up and get everything packed away. And yesterday was a very long day for me. I got up at 3:30 and I had to work. I worked, I think it was 8:45 until almost 8. So it was a very long shift at work. I came home and I started packing up as soon as I could. And we got up this morning. He helped me put everything together, pack it all up, load up the car, and we all went on an excursion to a craft fair. So they were able to see the work that goes behind setting it up, tearing it down, the work between like getting the sales going and making sure that people are interested, and kind of just giving them that experience that not everything is just, go sit, have fun, people take and buy your stuff. That's not how it works. It's a lot that goes into it. So I wanted him to see why mommy does all of this work, and the look on people's faces. I mean, the 3 people that did buy things, they loved what they got. Like, it meant something to them. I sold a snowflake bracelet. It was a really, really significant piece, I guess, is what I would call it. It had some gold with pearls, and the bead looked like a snowflake to me, and the person that got it, absolutely loves snowflakes. She loves bracelets, and it was kind of meant to be, because I did make it a lot smaller than I normally do. I made it to fit my wrist, and I have tiny wrists. And when she put it on, it fit her perfectly, and she's like, this is meant to be. I have to have this. And I was like, all right, yes you do. And my son was like, she was so excited about that. Yeah, she was, and that was the point. And that's kind of what I look for when I make these things for you guys, or for whoever, my customers, is that satisfaction from the customer that I can see or feel or hear in their experience. Whether it be because of my great customer service, like if they go and they look and they see a piece, but it doesn't exactly fit what they are looking for, I encourage them, hey, message me, let me know, and I will modify the crap out of it to make sure that it suits your needs or your wants. It's what I do. That's what I love, and that's what makes my heart happy, is making their hearts happy. Sorry about the lighting. I have no idea what's going on. I think that the clouds are passing by, and that's what's causing it. So let me see if I can move this really quick. That might help. I am not sure. We'll see. So it's like I'm mood lighting or something. So one reason I wanted to go kind of last minute rush it is get my name out there. I've done this before, and I've had a crafting business, but it was more Facebook business than anything before, but it wasn't a full-blown business. So I wanted to get my name out there first and foremost. Second is I wanted my kids to experience what I go through, so that they can see why mom is busting her behind working a full-time job in the middle of the craziest season of this job and building a business on the side. Third reason, I love these types of things. I love being able to engage with other people who have the same mindset as me, or the same, drawing a massive blank on the word here. People that same interest. They like the crafting. I like to see other people's products, like their jewelry. There were a few other jewelry makers there. Granted, they were way higher priced than mine, but that's okay. I'm not hurt by that. I actually am okay with it. There were, right next to me, there was a lady who made wreaths, gorgeous wreaths. She was very, very, very last minute. Like, she didn't even think about it until this morning. She woke up, saw it, and headed over and hoped that they had a table, and luckily the person next to me bailed. So she was able to, come out and sell a couple of her wreaths. Her wreaths were kind of better than mine, but she's been doing it for about 10 years, and I just started it. So there's that. But being able to see what other people create with their creativity, and seeing how mine is separate and so much different, is huge. I really enjoyed that. So that was the 3 top reasons why I decided to do it last minute. The main reason was I wanted to kind of see if I could do it, like what would happen if I just kind of winged it, flew by the seat of my pants, which is what I do 90% of the time, if you know me. That's kind of how I roll. But on to tips. And I know that I'm talking really fast. I have had a whole lot of coffee today. So sorry about that. You can always, slow it down or rewind things. Anyway, so some tips. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Number one, highest priority, Register as soon as you find it. Doesn't matter. Register. Pay the money. Why? Because you're going to get a good spot. You won't get put in the last spot. So, as soon as you find a fair that you like, do it. Don't question it, just register for it. Granted, you might be stuck with something on a day that you can't go to, but that's a risk. And in my opinion, it is a risk worth taking, because if you register early, you get that good spot, then you'll be golden if you can make it, because you're probably going to be at the front of the line before everyone spends all of their money. And that's just how it works, in all honesty. And the second tip is do a little research on the ones that have been advertised locally, through a newspaper, through their school's website. Like today, the one that I went to was at a high school. So you want to make sure that it has been advertised and paid advertising. Newspapers, schools, Facebooks, Instagram, as many things that they can. There was a huge turnout. There was a lot of people at this craft fair. Like, it had been advertised very, very well. And it was in support of a girls' basketball team. So number 2 is do the research. Find the one that fits you. Find one that is a good profit for yourself and for the community. All of today's proceeds from spot rentals, table rentals, food, that type of stuff went right back to the youth basketball team for the school. So that type of stuff I support 100% rather than, for profit for some random thing, or just, some ridiculousness. I'd rather support the girls' basketball team than the school itself, I guess. I don't know. That's not it either. Than like a business, someone who's already doing a business. Girls' basketball teams, or basketball teams in general, high school sports in general, they 100% rely on the community's funding. They don't get funding from the district at all. So being able to support them made a difference to me. Local churches that do craft fairs, most of the time, they're either going to donate all of their profits to a charity, or they're going to keep it within that church. Great, because they don't make an income. So I look for those things, make sure that it has some sort of charitable cause, some sort of cause where these profits are going to go to. I spent $35 on my spot today. I made $8. It went to a good cause, and I learned a valuable lesson. So it's a win in my book. So 1, register early. 2, do your research. Make sure they've marketed. 3, find the craft fair that suits you. Find one. If they're doing one that's for a local sports team and you love sports and your kids are really going into sports, and I'm not that person, as you can tell, go for it. Support them. Do what you can. 4, I lost count. Set up. Displays. Have nice, neat displays. Don't have it like a rummage sale. People don't like that, especially in a crowded place. They want to be able to walk up, see what they see. Like if I have earrings set up, they can see all of the earrings and they can see all of the prices equally. It's all very blunt right there. They don't have to ask a question. If they want it, it's all marked right there. What it is, what type of this it is, how much it is, and what they're getting, basically. Display is a big thing. Have it neat, have it organized. Set it up to where it looks nice, fun, festive. I'm going to make sure that the thumbnail on this video is a picture of my setup. I thought that it looked really nice. It was very neat and tidy, but that's kind of how I do things anyway when it comes to this stuff. But I had a nice fall tablecloth. I had my 3 fall wreaths displayed properly. And I had all of my earrings, my necklaces, my the shirts that I had, some cups that I had. It was all displayed very nicely, and I got lots of compliments on that. as I walked through the craft fair to see what the other vendors looked like, there were a lot of chaotic spots, and it just gave me massive anxiety. I would have never ever stopped at those spots, ever. Honestly, it just did not look appealing to me. So display is huge. That's number 4. Number 5, pretty simple, location. Don't travel too far unless it's for this massive thing. Try to keep it within your general area. I like to try to stay 20 miles maybe, and that's a lot still. And that's because if you forget something and you have to drive all the way back home, or if you have to go buy it, that's gonna suck. Like, I had a wreath catastrophe. One of my props for the wreath had fallen off. The hot glue did not stick the way that I thought that it would, and I kind of had a feeling because I think that the hot glue that I used was old. So I had to and I had both kids with me, so there was no way I was going home. So I fixed it, but by chance I had the wiring with me to be able to do that. So location, 1, you're going to support that local community, which you're probably living in or you have some sort of association with. 2, you're not that far from home. You can always run back home, grab what you need, and run back. Most of the time, like today, for instance, the girls' basketball team was there to help. They walked around. They were awesome. If I needed something, they had it. They had my back. They looked for hot glue guns for me. They found the Wi-Fi password. They brought our food to us for lunch. They brought bagels and donuts. It was really nice. And then if by chance I needed to run out for something, they would have sat at my station to make sure that 1, I didn't miss a sale, and 2, nobody stole my stuff, because that would have sucked. But luckily, I had some backup and I didn't have to leave anywhere, so that helped a lot. But get to know your neighbors, your vendor neighbors, get to know the people who are running the show, because it's huge. It'll definitely come in handy. So location is number 5. Last but not least, don't take your small children. I learned this as a valuable lesson to myself. My toddler is 4 and my oldest is 9. My 9-year-old was very bored, complained about it the whole time, but I kept explaining to him that it was for a learning experience, that, I wanted him to see this stuff, and he became more appreciative to it towards the end once I gave him something to do and he felt useful. Older kids, 9-year-old, fine. 4-year-old, running amok. In front of the table, distracting people, like, she's adorable and everybody loved her, but they were so into her because of what she was doing. They didn't pay much attention to what was on my table. So then I also had my friend that came to help me out, brought her baby, loved the baby, super cute, adorable, but everybody wanted to buy the baby. See what I mean there? See what happens? They want to adore and admire the children, not my products, and that's an issue. So leave the adorable cuties at home. Find a sitter, or don't go, because you're not going to sell anything. Honestly, I love taking her because she loves these type of events, and today she got to see Santa. It was really cute. Yes, they had Santa there. November 2nd. They had Santa there. We'll get on that on another subject, but they totally skipped Thanksgiving. I'm not okay with this. But they had Santa. She loved it. She was able to walk around and shop and bought some little dresses for her dollies, and yes, Dreadhead Dolly. And, it was an experience for her as well. So, hold on. My phone is dying, so I have to cut this short. Anyways, so those are my 6 tips. So 1, register early. Always register early. 2, I forgot what 2 was. Anyways, if you want to go in order, recap. Register early. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. I'm sorry. It has been a very long day. Anyways, not in order, register early, location, display, have everything set up organized. Don't take your kids. They love them. They're adorable. You're gonna not make a profit. That's that. And I just totally forgot again. This is why this is Crafting Unedited, because this is how I roll. Fly by the seat of your pants and don't edit anything out, because that's who I am. All right. So that is my 2 cents on craft fairs. If you have any additional tips or hints, let me know. Till next time. See ya.